Welcome, PaleriderTV. We're going to go over this article today. I got off the Truck Drivers USA Facebook page, debunking common myths about truck drivers. This is kind of a lighthearted story or whatever. They have 5 myths that general public thinks about truck drivers, and yeah, some of them are all right, but there's we'll go over their top 5 or their 5 they have on here. Then maybe we'll come up with some of our own. I don't know. But there are many common misconceptions about what it's like to be a truck driver. People tend to think that truckers have an easy job, but the truth is that they work hard and face many challenges on the road. I agree with you there. Let's take a look at the top myths about truck drivers and debunk them once and for all. All right. Myth number 1: truckers don't make good money. This is definitely false. According to Indeed, the average salary for a truck driver in 2022 was over 77,000. Now, this doesn't specify whether it's company drivers, owner operators, or everybody put together to get the average, but the average was over $77,335 per year. That's more than double the median household income in the United States. Plus, there are plenty of opportunities to grow your career with experience or additional certifications. Myth 2: the job is easy. What? Who would ever think the job is easy? This is probably one of the most pervasive myths out there that being a truck driver is an easy job. Nothing could be further from the truth. Long hours on the road can be physically and mentally exhausting. Yeah, we all know about that, especially when combined with long stretches away from home. And it takes skill to maneuver large rigs safely through potentially hazardous conditions like snowstorms or high winds. Plus, most drivers need to carefully follow strict regulations for rest stops and meal breaks so they can stay alert and safe behind the wheel. Reminds me of a little story I got here. When I first started driving, I may have had a year in or something, and my neighbor, he was interested in becoming a truck driver. But before that, he would always tell me, he said, "Well, what do you do? You don't." I, I would come home and I'd be tired and everything. He goes, "How you be so tired? All you do is sit there and drive." And I was driving a flatbed back then too, so he wanted to become a truck driver. So I got him hooked up with our company, went through the company training, and he was on the road for a couple of weeks. And he goes, "Hey, I'm sorry I ever said all you do is drive. There's a lot more to it than just driving. I'm tired." You see, I tried to tell you and you wouldn't listen, but he didn't last very long over there. Anyway, myth number 3: truck drivers don't care about safety. What the? Who would think truck drivers don't care about safety? Now, there's some that probably don't, but majority of us, we always think safety. This myth suggests that truck drivers don't care about safety or aren't trained. Wow. Or aren't trained properly in safety protocols. But again, nothing could be further from the truth. Most professional drivers take great pride in knowing how to operate their vehicles safely and responsibly, as well as recognizing when certain conditions call for extra caution, like bad weather. In addition, many companies offer additional training programs aimed at helping drivers stay safe on the roads by teaching them defensive driving techniques or providing refreshers on traffic laws. Yeah, the company I was with, Central Hauling, they had well, Carl and Central Hauling had a combined safety meeting every Friday. And back before the pandemic, they would had a big restaurant we go to every Friday. Then they started doing them at the yard and catering some food. Then after the pandemic shutdowns and everything, they started doing it online. So now the safety meetings were done online. They had what was that? Carrier's Edge, I think. They used to send us those links for the safety meetings through that. All right, here's another myth. Number 4. Truck drivers spend all the time on the road. Pretty much true if you're an OTR driver, but this myth may be true for some. There you go. But not for all truck drivers. Many truckers get the opportunity to enjoy downtime between trips when they're able to relax and unwind with friends and family. They also get regular breaks throughout their routes, which allow them time for restful nights in hotels. Yeah, you're broke down or sick, or at home with loved ones whenever possible. Others may have local regular routes that allow them to be home with their families every night after a long day on the road. And get home at 8, get back up at 2, and be ready to do it all over again. Myth number 5. All truck drivers are men. What? Well, it's true that most truck drivers are men. There are plenty of female truck drivers out there as well. In fact, according to Women in Trucking Association, women make up about 17% of professional truck drivers today. That's good. That's a good number. And that number is steadily increasing each year. So don't let anyone tell you that only men can become successful truck drivers. I know a lot of female truck drivers. They're good drivers. There's a couple out there that could probably run circles around me, 27 years trucking, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not one of these old school guys that think women need to be barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen. I think a lot of the women, most of the women, make pretty good truck drivers. Men have a tendency to pick up bad habits driving on the road, so don't have an issue with women in trucking. That's for sure. There we go. Myth number 6. I thought there was only 5, but there's 6. Truck driving is an incredibly demanding job, but not just physically, but mentally too. Yeah, we all know about that. It requires long hours of sitting behind the wheel with intense focus, as well as navigating unfamiliar roads during the day and night in all sorts of conditions while adhering to regulations and ensuring they and those around them are safe at all times. This is why it takes strong dedication and discipline to become a successful truck driver, something that should never be taken lightly or disregarded by anyone who hasn't had firsthand experience in this field of work. Truck drivers play an essential role in our society by moving goods from one place to another safely and efficiently. Despite popular misconception, it takes more than just a driver's license to become a successful trucker. It also requires dedication, knowledge, hard work, and discipline. Next time you see a big rig cruising down the highway with his headlights blazing bright into the night sky, remember how much work goes into making sure those goods arrive where they need to go. So don't forget to thank your local trucker for their service. Yeah. Like I said, that's from Truck Drivers USA Facebook page. Be sure to go over there and check out the article and all the other articles they post. Oh, wait, what's a myth? The truck drivers. One I know a lot. I think back in a few 10, 12 years ago, the FBI put out a report that most of our serial killers are truck drivers. So everybody was starting to think that if you're a truck driver, you're a serial killer. So that's it. And uh, some other myths about truck drivers I always hear once in a while. Well, this is more about truck stops. Some truck stop chain wants to put a travel center or a truck stop in a small town somewhere. Townspeople come together and they use these old things from 40, 50 years ago. Oh, they're going to cause nothing but crime, prostitution, gambling, drug use, and everything around our truck stop is going to happen. I said, man, It's 2000s. It's 2000s. Most of that stuff went away back when the internet started growing. So haven't seen a lot of that in the last probably 20 years. So that's one myth. Not just at truck drivers, but truck stops and things like that also. So let me know. Be sure to let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about this. Do you have a myth that the public thinks about truck drivers that you want debunked? Leave it down in the comment section below. So I appreciate everybody watching. Everybody have a good day and stay safe.